will be playing green-black elves. All right, so Esper Party Bus. It's been a hot second since we've played this one. For those not familiar, the party bus in this deck is the Lumbering Battlement here. Actually, I'm surprised no one said it. I'm not listening to my headset because I have a weird loopback issue at the moment. The audio is probably bugged by now, or getting close if it's not, so I'm gonna go ahead and restart this. Gosh, I hope there's not... Was the game audio funky? Anybody know? Was the game audio funky? Without having my headset on, that was something I wasn't listening. I obviously couldn't listen for. Didn't sound like it. All right, sweet. I was gonna say I'm gonna feel bad if the second half of that video is funky on the audio. Sweet. All right. Anywho, Party Bus refers to Lumbering Battlement. This card combined with other cards that enter the battlefield affects well. And how this deck works is when we get multiple buses together or bus alongside some hostage takers, we get to generate a loop where we have our creatures enter the battlefield as many times as we like. So this allows us to trigger effects like Vampire Sovereign as many times as we want to drain our opponent out, gain a bunch of life and draw a bunch of cards with Elite Guard, draw a bunch of cards with Fblthp, make them discard and gain a bunch with this. Turkey Sloth, trust me when I tell you it's not my stream is open in another tab. This is not my first rodeo. I was toggling with some pulse audio settings the other day, trying to change how I had my loopback device set up that allows me to isolate audio channels being sent to OBS from the rest of my system. And I ended up setting up the same loopback on the device twice for my microphone into my headphones, because I play my microphone through my headset. So the issue is not my stream is open. Mappa, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. I am not technology inept. This is my job. I know how the things are going on. You try turning it off and turning it back on again. God, that takes me back to my days calling Comcast tech support. So whenever you call Comcast, it's just like, no, trust me, I already reset everything. I'm using Windows 10 and I'm plugged directly into the modem. There's no router. I'm using Internet Explorer, Google Chrome. It's all updated. I've restarted everything. Trust me, the issue is on your end. It's not on my computer.
I can no longer stand by and watch. I'll protect you.
Guys, you know, it really, just thinking back to those conversations really makes me appreciate it makes me appreciate how great having fiber internet is. I mean, like, once you've done it a few times, you like know what their script is. So like they'd pick up the phone and you just like tell them all the things on their script that you've already done. Burek, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, and that's the real key, Punchworthy. You can never tell the ISP you're using Linux, because then all bets are off and it's always your fault. You're like, I'm using whatever the stockest of stock are. There's no possible hardware or software issues that could be on my end.
I've got time.
I think I'm gonna bin that. Anything useful in their hand, they're probably gonna be playing soon-ish, so. Do I want to hold up Siren's Ruse? Now they're not gonna play a Crisis next turn, so I want to wait till I can grab a Crisis, I think. Just jam old Fblthp. Oh, you made that? I think I made that opponent. I think they're just Sultai mid without Planeswalkers to be cheeky. I don't know why you wouldn't put Planeswalkers in your deck, but teach their own. Do you think they concede to Siren's Ruse steal your Immortal Sun? Is Siren's Ruse steal your Immortal Sun a concession play? Hey, Silafarian, thank you for the 19-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Don't get cute, opponent. Don't play cards like the Immortal Sun. You're gonna get hostage takered. It's not gonna end pretty for you. It's not gonna end pretty. Yoink. Oh no. Wait, what? Deal. Yeah, you definitely want to bin that one. That one's no good here. Oh, my cards cost 1 less mana. That's so good. That's why do my cards cost... Oh, 1 mana Siren's Ruse. 1 mana Siren's Ruse is busted, chat. 4/5 Siege Rhino. 3/4. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're so good at this. They gonna pick Bronzedon up with their Memorial to Folly? They've realized their mistake, chat. Yay, Matt. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. It finally let me do my official sub anniversary. Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yoink. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Huh? How many times is it gonna be? Oh, just twice. Okay, good. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Just gonna take that, please. Take that one. I'm gonna board out my Planeswalkers just in case they decide to leave in their Immortal Suns for some reason. Hopefully they're gonna get the message to board them out, but you know. B-Mick, thank you for the 22 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your weekend. And that's a good example. So I mentioned when we walked through the beginning of this deck that it's a combo deck. That was a great example of one of the reasons why I really like this deck is that it's not an all-in combo deck. Like, you just do stuff and just you actually get to play this mid-range grindy game and outvalue people sometimes, which is great. I think especially on the draw, I'd rather have more removal than discard. So maybe I just don't want Dusk Legion Zealot. I'll leave some Thought Erasures in. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, this deck has an infinite combo. Watch a ton of your content on YouTube. I've been tracking the Bant Bone. I've had a ton of fun for me to play too. Heard you say you might play it every day on streams and test next week. Is that happening today? Trying to watch the whole while at work, but I have no audio. Sorry if I'm breaking the stream rules. Can someone let Angry Penguin in chat know that I'm not playing Bant Bone today? And every day refers to next week. Sagrilator, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, Fibs, you're gonna have to take one for the team here. So play the Mardu version of this with 2 demanding dragons, and it closed the game out quickly once you went infinite and had 1 out. Yeah, it's just the Mardu version basically just never went infinite was the problem. So like without like 8 cards to loop, you just like rarely actually combo. They discarded Hostage Taker, really? So their hand must be stacked then, right? For the TV value. I don't... So, knowing that the MCQ is going to have timed rounds, that really means I am less incentivized to play something like Bampo. Is that a new chair I see in the background? Well, I've had the Racer for a while. I just decided to throw it up in the background because it's got the slick Tempo Storm branding. It's like sponsored product placement, right? So I was gonna say they're dead next turn, but that's actually not true because they're gonna gain 3 when they play this, right? Yeah, I never parted with Tempo Storm. We were having some issues getting an updated contract sorted at one point, but ended up getting things sorted out when push came to shove. Oh, now you're dead next turn. Now you're dead. Oh, they probably have a cast down for this, right? That's why they shocked. Ooh, that's a good draw. Alright, I'm gonna play the Battle Cattle. I'm gonna play the Battle Cattle. Everybody on the bus! Everybody on the bus! Oh, opponent, you should have killed in response to the trigger. Do you have a removal spell? This isn't gonna end pretty if you try and kill it now. It doesn't end pretty from here, opponent. Oh. Oh, sure. Yeah, you've got an Immortal Sun. Yep. You got a Lumbering Battlement, what have you. Everybody out of the bus! Everybody out of the bus! Everybody back on the bus! Everybody back on the bus! How are we doing? How are you doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping by here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you're someone who enjoys standard best of 3 constructed, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and we usually change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours, so you get a lot of variety in what we play here. As always, I love to give a shout out to all my wonderful subs out there. I wouldn't be here doing that without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed here. I'd also like to take a hot second and plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet creates unique instrumental string arrangements of a variety of things, everything from Zelda to Zeppelin. They would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can stream them now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards or to other people. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off of the top. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. You know, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you dropping in to spend part of your Friday here with us. Everyone's having a great start to your weekend. Let's dive on into our next match here. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. What's the joke behind Rakdos being the driver? Well, Rakdos likes to party. Duh. of all the creatures. Of all the creatures in the multiverse and beings in the multiverse, pretty confident Rakdos likes to party the most. Black Source. Yikes. Yikes. Please fart one of these. Rats. Rats. Ain't no party like a Rakdos party. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so I just hostage taker their breeding pool here. I can't actually play their breeding pool, but it like cuts them off of mana in a 3/3. So I think that's fine. Yeah, that's why I was doing. I wasn't sure if hostage taker said play or cast. So the key difference between the verbiage play versus cast is play lets you seriously we're getting Nexus of Faded. I was about to comment on how cool my opponent's deck is, but now I've lost all taste for it. It's all gone and I have no respect remaining. I think we're dead. Yep, very dead. Not looping him, huh? Not looping him, he said. That's weird. Looks a lot like a loop to me. Playing direct challenges as opposed to just playing in the events just takes too much time. Taking time out to like coordinate things like that is like just clunky and awkward. I think extrapolating entire metagame percentages from what 32 people are doing in their weekly league is just like it's just like stupid beyond words. It's just I don't know. It's stupid beyond words. That's what I have. Extrapolating conclusions about the metagame as a whole from what 32 people are doing in a league is just nonsense. Yeah, do I want Despark? I don't know. Like we saw just Nissa. I don't know how much big stuff they had. Opponent's obviously playing a bit of a brew. Some talk equal posts on Reddit. Yeah, Reddit wants to ban everything. I mean, Kazminia is not really a card you need to kill, though. Like, Kazminia is just like a two-shot robot, right? She just, like, does her thing, and then you don't have to worry about it. Great. Well, take the thing that's not like the others. I don't know. Teferi goes in a variety of decks. He makes counter spells kind of sad, but guess what? Part of being a good deck builder is building decks for the metagame you expect. So if you're upset that you can't play counter spells anymore, too bad. Play cards that end up being good. Wilderness Reclamation being a must-kill enchantment warps the metagame far more than Teferi could ever dream of warping it.
Like the face of the moon to the
Elite Guardmage is fine. It's like a card that's like, it's just like always a 6. Just like never terrible, but also like never amazing. Alright, gain some life and drew a card. Those are both things I'm like kind of interested in doing. Maybe we'll talk about it later, maybe we won't. Probably dead here. For those wondering why I didn't play a discard spell last turn and take their Nissa, that's because Tamiyo, among all the other things that she does, also prevents me from playing discard spells on my opponent. Yeah, so a lot of the Abzan hero decks have been playing this card in the 4 slot. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. It's easy. Gets easier to predict what things people are going to ask when you've been at it for a little while. Alright. Show me one threat. One threat, because I can't beat 2. Well, I mean, that's kind of one threat. Hopefully they try an Entrancing Melody, my elite guard. I get to Siren's Ruse them. So they basically just shoved Nexus of Fate into... They've shoved Nexus of Fate into the blue-green Thief shell. Well, to be fair, Chef Seth, the MTGO Championship is an event that you qualify by playing Magic Online. And to also set a bar that's low, and this is a bar that's like really low, so I want to emphasize that I understand it's not a good bar, but Magic Online's more watchable than paper Magic a lot of the time. Why stop at stealing creatures when they can also steal your time? That's great. Asking the real questions.
The land fights for us.
The part where they cast another Nexus of Fate that they just found naturally, and I'm really sad. Maybe I should have just done this and blocked here. Probably. I was kind of hoping they'd do this post-combat, and I'd get to get him, but it's probably too greedy. I'm just dead, right? Yeah. Nah, you're definitely in the majority, Southern Wizard. The limited parts of Pro Tours and limited Grand Prix, historically speaking, have much lower viewer numbers than Constructed. The interesting part of limited is the actual draft portion and the deck building portion, not the actual gameplay. And unfortunately, the gameplay is the bulk of it. Like only like a quarter of the time is the deck building portion. Is there an argument for having more threats post-sideboard against baby Tef control? I don't understand the context of your question. Like what, in what thing, man? More threats in what deck? As someone who makes a lot of content too, in my experience, another disconnect with limited is a lot of people that watch Magic content are watching for what I would refer to as experience emulation. So they're people that are watching a game because they want to take what's on the screen and play those cards too at home. And with limited, you can't do that. You can't take the draft deck, you watch someone draft and then play that draft deck. Whereas with constructed, you can go, oh, I can build that constructed deck and play an F&M this week, which is a really big difference for a lot of people. And, like, if you are someone who likes watching limited matches, like, by all means, that's not intended to be an insult to you. I'm just saying, looking at the data, objectively speaking, limited is less popular than constructed. It's just what the numbers say. Sure, yeah. But again, Venfaith, even there, you're talking about why it's interesting to watch them build the deck, not why it's interesting to watch them play the games. Which, again, the bulk of the reason to watch limited is for watching the actual deck constructed, but unfortunately the deck constructed portion is only like 1 part out of 4, basically, right?
According to plan.
Sure, and again, I'm not saying there's nothing to be gained there. I am just speaking again to what the numbers actually say in terms of popularity. It's a very data-driven person. That is what I look for. Yeah, it was really sad to see Ben S. pretty put out about the MPL changes that they did recently. Fblthp, to the library, Fblthp. Fblthp. Maybe Jack, but based on talking to a lot of people and from my understanding, that's not a very compelling part for a lot of people. Sorry, Fibs. So here's something that I would encourage you to think about. Someone just commented their self-mill hurt them. You can't really think about it that way. It's really no different than if they just never drew those cards. I know it feels bad from an emotional perspective to see cards you wish you had wanted to draw go to the bin, but it's no different that they were stuck on the bottom of your deck and you were never going to draw them this game. Do you think it would be offensive if the MPL announced ahead of time that they were introducing some small number of 2 to 4 discretionary slots? You mean like before MPL members signed contracts and before they started promoting everything? No, not at all. In fact, in my opinion, I would have structured the MPL a little bit differently. I actually talked about, we have a clip here, right? We talked about my thoughts on those changes yesterday, which again, like, I come from a different perspective than the people actually in it, right? Because this, like, doesn't impact me firsthand. And even though they have this here, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck all my friends under here, because if they kill him, I drain them for 3 and draw 2 cards, so, like, Godspeed, good luck. They didn't, that's what I'm saying, Sunshine. You're being results-based. And you're not looking at the situation objectively in the way you need to. So by milling myself, my opponent didn't say, I don't want to draw these cards. That's not what they did. In fact, if my opponent has any amount of graveyard stuff in their deck, it's correct to mill themselves. This deck looks like a weird Shutterwalk deck. It's not that far off, honestly. It's actually a really good comparison because we haven't had a lot of enter the battlefield effects. And we actually go infinite. Although Walk didn't technically go fully infinite, did it? Everybody on the bus. Everybody off the bus. Did it go fully infinite? Okay. You know, I never got that deep into Hearthstone. Oh, the Chain Gang. Yeah, I remember Chain Gang. I played that for a little bit. Do I want negates in my deck? I don't think that I do. I'm gonna trim a Bell-Haunt. The rest of this seems fine. Let's do it. Yeah, we don't like to thought scour themselves. And one of the big things, we're talking about Hearthstone, one of the big things, it felt like pro players have lost more agency over the years, but that could be because I've watched from the sidelines and thus biased. Yeah, so like, I feel like a lot of people have wanted pro Magic to be bigger than it is for a long time. And like, while Arena's great, like, it's gonna make Magic as a whole bigger, I think it's gonna make Magic as a whole bigger proportionally to how it's always been big everywhere, which is that casual Magic, not die-hard spike Magic, is never what's kept Magic successful over the lifeblood of the game, right? So like, it kind of makes sense to focus, for Wizards to focus not on that aspect on Magic Arena, right? Like, there's a reason why, like, when I decided, as someone who for many years tried to make Magic his job and now ultimately has, there's a reason why I decided to do that as a content creator and a streamer and not by chasing pro circuits. Like, that wasn't an accident. That was intentional. You know what? I probably should have done this. I don't want to Bell-Haunt them just yet because it gets them to flip Azcanta sooner. Hostage takering Nicol Bolas really sounds like a recipe for disaster. Maybe I do want to leave some Moment of Cravings in. Should have waited to play my land. Could have played a tapped land. They feel so bad about their mill last time, they milled us this time. And this is such a great example of, like, my opponent letting their emotions get the best of them. They could have flipped their search for Azcanta next turn if they would have milled themselves. So they should have milled themselves there. I'm just gonna gamble here. If they have a removal spell, we're probably dead here. And if they don't, we win the game. Or if they don't, we get to stay in the game. Alright. Bub Jinx, thanks for the 15-month resub. Welcome back. Keep forgetting to drop off my monthly tier 3. Put this towards your choice. I enjoy watching you and having fun. Thank you, Holy Face. I really appreciate that. Both the 2/3 of the year and the very generous tier 3. Alright, I'm going to put in Despark. Because that's a good way to clean up not only 4 mana Nick, but also 5 mana Nick. I'm going to trim a couple of Teferi, I think. I'm going to trim Dusk Legion. Leave him in. Are any esports primarily supported by their spike contingent, or is it a casual contingent? I don't know. I mean, like, there's a reason why Hearthstone has never, like, pushed really hard into esports, right? Like, from my understanding, they do a lot less than, like, the bigger games. Like, and the games that are big esports are things like MOBAs and first-person shooters, right? RTSs like StarCraft, yeah. Those are games with lots of explosions that are easy to follow even if you don't play them. I mean, does it want to? Does it want to? I had Cry of the Canarium in against me last game. Feel bad if that happens again, but I definitely just like running the Thief out and saying answer this. Feel like the spike thing is big in Magic. It's so... The spike thing isn't actually big in Magic. They're just really loud. It's not that there's a ton of spikes in Magic. It's just the spikes that exist are very vocal.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
So, I'm not minusing this just yet, because if they play Nicol Bolas, I'm going to down tick and then Thought Erasure the Nick. Yeah, vocal minorities rule the internet is definitely true. Here's a hot take for you, Vernash. Hearthstone has way less variance in it than Magic. And that might not even be a hot take. That's just like something that a lot of people, I feel like, accept. But that's Hearthstone. Hearthstone has a lot less variance than Magic. And if you don't believe me, come back after you miss your third land drop sometime. And then flood out in the following game. The difference between Magic and Hearthstone is that a lot of the variance in Hearthstone tends to feel worse. It's an emotional tax as opposed to an actual tax. Because the Hearthstone resource system has so little variance in it, they have to bake the variance into other parts of the game. Otherwise, the game lacks variety. Yep. And that isn't to say, again, I think Hearthstone's a better game. Because obviously I enjoy playing Magic a lot more, that's why I'm here. But I think, like, looking at the games and looking at the mechanics that they have, Hearthstone, like, almost certainly has less variance than Magic in it.
Will resonate throughout the multiverse.
Yeah, a lot of people think they dislike variance more than they do, basically. We're gonna kill my Teferi. Alright, Fblthp. You are the chosen one, Fibs. Get in there. Kill that Nicol Bolas. I believe. I believe. You were the hero Ravnica needed, Fblthp. You powered everything we loved. Yeah. The big thing, and this is again just like one of the best things about Magic. The reason why Magic is so high variance is the resource system, right? Well, the resource system in Magic is what gives the game such an incredible amount of deck building depth. One of the things Magic just does better than any other game is the amount of variety in deck building there is, and it has that variety and depth because of the resource system that adds a lot of variance to the game.
Might be a bad idea.
Fblthp was just like, I killed Nicol Bolas, and then the God Eternal showed up and just noped right on out of there, just like, whoop. But I kept the card on top. Joke's on you, my hand's got nothing in it. Hoping to draw some creatures that draw some cards, chain together some card advantage. If we draw a card that draws a card and then draw a bust, we actually get to loop and draw our deck, which would be sweet. Nah, I don't think so, Salsamax. I disagree. I think that would remove. I think they thought they could do something. I think they thought they could do something on my turn. And little baby Tef's just like, no, no, no. Yeah, that was how WoW TCG worked, basically. So inside your draw step, I would like to take a peek. And then they forgot to activate Azcanta. And remember, they can't play cards at instant speed. Yeah, I think they wanted to bedevil me. Huh. Is it Nick or Liliana? I think it's Liliana. I think it's Liliana. That might be bad. Yeah, I mean, if they're smart, they just plus Nick, though, right? Yeah.
I will return. Let your
I think maybe I should have been that.
crumble.
I've got time.
Wait, could I have drawn the game? Should I have drawn the game? That's what I should have done. I should have drawn the game. Does anybody know, does Arena draw the game properly there?
I will return one day. My schemes are never ending.
3 hostage takers is the only creatures is a draw. Do I do it? I feel like I'm obligated to do it for the sake of science. For the sake, all right, here we go. Someone told me looping game actions took 40 minutes to resolve their game. Even Magic Online recognizes game draws, Arena. Come on now. Come on now. Even Magic Online recognizes loops for game draws these days. I think, maybe. Pretty sure it does. It's in beta. I guess we're dead. I regret nothing. So for reference, in Paper Magic, this game is forced to be a draw, right? Zach, can you confirm you're a judge? Judges, this is a draw in Paper Magic. Can we go to the next game? So in a Paper Magic, we would go to game 4 here. Because matches of Magic aren't best of 3, they're first to 2 wins. This is for whatever you want to put them towards just because you did this for science. I don't know if we're waiting for my opponent now. Did they full control? I think they full controlled. My opponent's timer is now going down. I think they full controlled. They're time wasting us back. Listen, I took a legal Magic the Gathering play opponent. I am not stalling. I'm attempting to go to game 4. I'm pretty sure I'm losing this game, and the tactical play is to go to game 4. Incoming Reddit thread. Wasn't there a standard day up the game that kept trying to draw to win at one point? There was we had a modern deck that Garrick, Relentless with Clever Impersonator that would draw the game. Look, it's not my fault that Arena's not sending us to Game 4, chat. It's not my fault that Arena is not sending us to Game 4. Remember when we played 1000 Years Tour, we didn't have time to take all those actions, right? They're actually just making me take time in between the clicks. They must be so salty. Listen, I just wanted to draw. The game is supposed to draw, opponent. Can I time out for time? Well, now I'm gonna wait and make my opponent time out here. Wait, will they never time out? Is that how this is gonna work? Will they never time out? Why does it keep making me click resolve? Is it making me click resolve because they're in full control mode? Yeah, I can spacebar it, that's true. Well, their timer keeps going up and down. No, I think they're in full control mode. I'm not in full control mode. You would be able to see when I hit it, you'd see my full control. Like, there's so few of these loops in Standard, it's really kind of silly that, like, this isn't just, like, a single condition programmed into Arena. If 3 hostage takers, only things going on, move to next game. We've never done this on stream before. Maybe I'm supposed to let myself time out? Well, I mean, I'm doing this because I wanted to find out if Arena handles this like Paper Magic. So, in Paper Magic, and if Arena handled the rules of the game correctly, it is correct for me to do what I did here, because I am almost certainly going to... Alright, we did it. It did that. That actually didn't take that long. Get ready for Game 4. Look at that. Yay! We did it! We did it! It took longer than I would have liked, but it figured it out. Alright, you like half got there, Arena. I'll give it to you. Game 4 hype. Game 4 hype. We did it for the Game 4, chat. We did it for the Game 4. That's why we did that there, because we were definitely losing that game, and we might win this game. Can we get a game? We're going to Game 4. Can we get a Game 5? This hand is not good, but it's what we've got on 6. No hostage takers, instant ball, right? I mean, it was strategically correct to reset the game the way I did. I was like, I'm way more likely to win a brand new game than I was to win from the position we were in that game there. Like, not close. We were super far behind. They have no black mana and a bunch of black cards. Alright, I'm gonna take the Lilionic. She's like pretty unbeatable down the line. I'll take that. Take the Bedevil next turn. And Grass Rampage. The Rampage only takes 1 black. Intentionally drawing a game isn't against the rules. It is not. In fact, that there is a required intentional draw. It's not even intentional, it's a required draw because the game actions can't be broken out of the loop. Alright, Siegeman Rhinoceros is going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in this time of need. He's racing and pacing and plotting the goals. We're both missing colors, but I've got a Vampire Sovereign. Oh, let's go. Oh no! Oh no! What a silly game. Alright, come on, White Source. Come on, White Source. Oh no. I even surveilled twice. Chat. Yikes. If we hit white before they hit double black, we might be okay here still. Trigger. Doo-doo. Drawn more Vampire Sovereigns than White Sources. Everybody submit this as evidence 3675 in the case the people versus the Shuffler. Man, if we hit a White Source, we get to Battlement, tuck both these under it. That would be so good. Oh no, not my moo cow. Not my moo cow. Wait, I have 2 Memorial to Follies here, and they don't really have counter spells or life gain. Do I just attack with these? I think I just attack and then plan to start picking them back up, right? Once I have another land. Like, I attack here and, like, before they can kill one, so, like, this puts them to 5. And then, like... Oh, they have Moment of Cravings. It's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. Should probably wait since I have the elite guards. Oh, it's everything I ever dreamed. Ooh, when it rains, it pours. And the elite guard shall lead my flying rhinos to the promised land. What a silly match of Magic. What a silly match of Magic. What about validating stuff, Zombie? That's really tempting. That's really tempting. Actually, am I supposed to Hostage Shaker my Vampire? It might be right to Hostage Shaker my Vampire there. Although if they tap out this turn, I can Hostage Shaker their Bolas and then replay it if I draw a land. So like if they tap off of removal and I draw a land. Well, they're pretty far off of that. I think I take this. Do I want the 8th guaranteed land? Do I want the 8th guaranteed land? I kind of feel like I do. Yeah, lets me grab Bolas and play him. Yeah, Tyrant Scorn is really not good against us. Is Esper Party Bus competitive? I think this deck's very reasonable. It's playing a collection of pretty reasonable cards. I'm just gonna like Moment to gain 2 here. So, if I attack with everything next turn, they might Moment to gain 4. Which gives me a window to Hostage Taker and replay Nick. Yeah, and I can start memorialing for my Vamps back, exactly. Yep. And because they know I can memorial for the Vamp backs, that's a heads up, that's a onboard play. They're incentivized to use their Moment of Craving aggressively. Which then gives me a window to do this. Which is why they kept the 8th land. See? Told you we had a way better chance to win game 4 than to win game 3. Grrr. Sure, they can bounce their Nick back to their hand, but then like they're like almost dead on board. That takes time and mana, which they don't have. I have 6 power. They only had blue-red lands up. They've been choked on black mana. So if this isn't castable alongside Scorn or Bedevil, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, they didn't have black mana, chat. They did not. They used their only black source on Moment of Craving. That's why I attacked, because I expected that to be the play. Sure. Great, and then that land means I can pick this up and replay it. Aha! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Got him in 4. Got him in 4, chat. Drain and game. Game 4. Tactically sound. Exactly. See, play to your outs. You thought this wasn't a try-hard stream. I taught you how to try harder than most people have ever tried. We forced a game 4 and we won there. Can't beat them in 3, beat them in 4. We tough. Scruff, McGruff, tough. Hand's looking for some lands, but we've got a Surveil and a Thought Erasure. Hopefully help us get there. Yeah, we got like 2 weeks to get solidly into the top 1,000. We're going to play a bunch of Bant Bow next week, so hopefully that'll help us climb up a little bit. Fblthp. Ooh. I'm gonna be kind of sad with that one, but the rest of it looks sweet. Esper Diviner. Probably still playing Kiora if I had to venture a guess. To make a deck for the current Cascade Constructor G8? Nah, probably not, Tom. Especially with the MCQ coming up next weekend, I just want to spend all my time playing actual Standard. It was unfortunate. Had a Surveil, drew an extra card, still missed my 3rd land drop in my 26 land deck. Oh, the Jeff Hoagland story. Come on. Puppy. Alright. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Haven't caught a live one in a while, but I've watched the YouTube stuff. The bow deck has been a blast. Can you throw my points towards modern Vanafear? Will do, Nick. Thanks for the support. Perfect. Hit the other land here. I'm going to jam Bell-Haunt. I wonder if they're an absorb deck. They're not. Sweet. So this gains us some life, and it puts a nice wall up in front of their 2/3s. The fact that they're on Diviners probably means they don't have to worry about sweepers, or if they do, it's just like time wipe. Ooh, that's a little unfortunate for us. So I had wanted to, for not playing the Elite Guard sooner. I was wondering, can you see how many of your viewers are subscribers? You mean like of my current viewer count? I don't think so. So like I can tell you like my current number of concurrent subscribers for the month, but I don't think I can currently see how many people in chat are subbed or like that are logged in and watching. I don't know, Dorox. That sounds like borderline breaking TOS stuff though. Wow, they took that instead of Mortify. Interesting. Some people's subs are overrated. My subs aren't overrated. My subs are great. So how many do I have for this month? I currently have 3,313 concurrent subscribers. So you're going to draw another card off of this.
I shall miss your company.
No immediate Reddit post about the last game. What I did in the last Reddit game was just good magic, okay? Good, clean magic gathering. I played to my outs, which involved drawing the game. Wow, Soul Diviner with Dovin seems sweet.
We're studying contrasts. I'm excellent, and you're, well, not.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and Hostage Shaker the Soul Diviner, because, like, the way my hand is right now, I really need to get this Narset off the table. And thanks, Flesh.
Even me.
So she's gonna get to draw another card, unfortunately, but then she'll be gone, so I can draw some stuff myself. They are playing Kaya's Wrath in their creatures deck, okay? I've been playing Vanafear in Modern with New Vivian and Neoform. It's been great. Sounds alright. I don't know that I know that I want that many tutors. Is that crazy? Like it almost sounds like just too many. Like do I want, like I don't even think I played 4 Eldritch Evolutions last time I played that deck, or like not even the main deck. So I'm not sure that I want like more than that, if that makes sense. We did win game 4. You cut cords. Yeah, I don't think I would want to do that. We're pretty dead here.
Hurry!
Spyglass sounds good. Gosh, it's a little awkward that they have the creatures, huh? I think I'm gonna trim these Elite Guardmages since they have a bunch of Narsets. Seems a lot less good when I can't do that. Mortify maybe is a little bit mediocre. Like I know they have Soul Diviner, but like I have these to take it and I have this to tempo it. So main deck Elder Spell is interesting in the decks that have all the 3-mana Planeswalkers, because remember, you can just dump on your own 3-mana Planeswalkers to ult your 5 and 6-mana Planeswalkers. So, like, it's a card that's good against random opposing Planeswalkers deck, but you can just use it as, like, a boost my Planeswalker to the ult the turn I play it card when you have all the cheaper walkers. Which I think one of the things that I personally did that was bad when I was evaluating Elder Spell early was I undervalued how good it could be when it comes to boosting my own stuff. I was focusing on it just as a hate card and not as a, this thing lets me ult my Planeswalker sooner. The next Magic ban announcement is Monday the 20th. Usually happens about 8 a.m. PST, if I recall correctly. Bolas is good, Liliana is good. Bolas is good, Liliana is good. Teferi is good, Big Tef.
I know my responsibility here.
That. So like I could kill Dovin, but I think I'd rather draw a card and just put Dovin to 1. Like if they down tick him and make a token next turn, I can like play this other one and bounce it. That's probably not a card I'm interested in, but there is a safety net, I guess. There's actually a Grixis Elder Spell deck in my queue. For people that are interested in such things. Hey, what's going on, JPaz? You are catching me towards the tail end today, a little bit of a shorter stream. Because I am heading to a Magic tournament this weekend. Has a little bit of a drive, so Matt and I are leaving this afternoon. Oh... Kaya's Wrath, Kaya's Wrath, Kaya's Wrath. Alright, yep. Don't need a land.
Don't worry, I got this.
I mean, their hand's good, but like, none of... Whoa, they traded with my 1/1 instead of blocking Thief? Really? Alright. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him.
I will gladly point out your inaction. Looking to elevate yourself. Perhaps a pair of stilts?
I'm gonna wait on this
That's more like it.
because they have Elder Spell in their hand. And perfect, I drew a discard spell. Yeah, I'm not playing in a Grand Prix. I'm playing in Nerd Rage event, and they do coverage of all their major tournaments. So you can check that out at twitch.tv/NRG series. The tournament tomorrow is the Modern format, which is one of the formats that I play in the mornings on Magic Online. And then next month, I'm going to be playing in their Standard tournament. Maybe this is a Negate matchup. They have a lot of Planeswalkers. This might be a Negate matchup. Like it tags Kaya's Wrath and stuff like that too. Yeah, I'm playing Elves in the tournament. That's why we played that again this morning. I know Teferi was okay there bouncing their token, but they don't actually have that many instants. I'm gonna go ahead and shrim him for the negates. Listen, I just call it like I see it. Perfect. Doop, 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 doop. Within a couple of cards, Brando. Not 100% sure on the last couple sideboard slots, but the main deck will be the same. Bino, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. No one's going to bring a tournament series to the Northwest. It's just not profitable to do so. People just don't really seem to travel up there like they do in other places. Well, that's a hand. Well, I boarded out almost all my Teferi Time Ravelers, so I'm gonna name that. Because he could. He could bounce this otherwise. I mean, it's not even that you're literally that far away. It's just people just don't want to drive, really. Like, the Midwest in the United States is really big. It's just like, for whatever reason, Magic players are just like willing to get into cars and drive 12 hours, right? Like, whenever people talk about like the Midwest of the United States getting a lot of tournaments, I'm like, man, we used to drive like 7 and 8 hours to get to Magic tournaments. Like, it's not that everything is close here, it's just that like we're willing to get in the car and like go the distance. I guess with this card just draws them 4 cards here still. Which is like kind of obscene. I'm so dumb. It's like name Spyglass. I'm gonna draw like R-Time Raveler now and just be very sad. Probably not just playing this right into a Mortify Meat Grinder, but gonna pick it back up for now since I have the mana. This is bad if they draw like a Thought Erasure, but it's fine otherwise. I think we're probably dead here. Just didn't have any spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells and 16 cards. Well, they're respecting a counterspell, so that's nice. I'm sure attacking us for 2, sure. Surprised it took him that long. Given that you're a landlord, would you please mind telling me how much rent is? It's going up. My takers are gone. Poor little takers. Maybe I'm just supposed to go land Thief of Sanity, like hold up the Despark. Need to draw 2 cards off of this. Probably puts us too far behind. I guess I have enough to Despark this, take one of these, recast it next turn, which gets me, which like maybe forces the Kaya's Wrath. Really? They're only drawing 1 card. They just think they have time to get more. They're not expecting the removal spell. Once they have the counter, they're just like, alright, they're in the clear.
You'll pay for that. My army has been destroyed.
We could name our... Nah, I think I'm just going to take their 2-3. 2-3s. 2-3s are like kind of okay stats on this board. Woof. Yeah, I think we're probably done here.
So let's skip to the good part.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I really have any specific feedback on the changes we made to this list. We played like 3 or 4 matches there, but we really didn't hit any like meta decks with it. There's just a lot of other people playing Ruse. The control matchup with this deck is definitely hard because this deck has a bunch of things that gain life in it. The main thing you're gunning for are like the aggressive creature-based decks. We hopefully didn't hit any of those, and we still won, I think, two of those matches if I recall. So overall, we got to force a game 4 with hostage takers, which was sweet. And then that's gonna be it for me for today, folks. I thought I was maybe gonna do one more, but I'm gonna go ahead and take off. I'm gonna be here. I won't be here over the weekend. I'm gonna be playing in the Nerd Rage tournament tomorrow, Saturday. That's Modern in Iowa. I'll be back here Monday morning. If you're someone who's submitted a deck to my forum to be reviewed, I'm not looking at those tonight. I'll be sending responses out to those on Sunday when I go through and build some other decks for the queue. So everybody, have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you want more stuff from myself, check out my website, magicesports.net, as well as my YouTube channel. The tournament starts about 10 a.m. Central tomorrow, I believe. So coverage will probably start shortly after that. If you prefer to stay here on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and give someone a host here. Hey, Bobby, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Welcome back. Hope you have a great weekend, and have a good one.